When I moved into the old house at the edge of town, I thought it was just a fixer-upper. The realtor called it charming, but it smelled faintly of mildew and old wood. I didn't notice at first. I was exhausted from the city, from life, from everyone. This house felt like a retreat. The first night, I noticed the whispers, soft, almost imperceptible, like someone talking in the next room. I paused, listening. Nothing. I blamed the wind, the pipes, my imagination. By the second night, the whispers had names. My name, faintly, but unmistakable. Ethan. I live alone. I don't know anyone in town yet. I froze. The house was empty. The next morning, I found things misplaced. A book from the shelf ended up on the kitchen counter. Keys. I always leave on the table were inside the fridge. I chalked it up to fatigue, absent-mindedness. But the house was learning my habits. By the fourth day, I started hearing full sentences in the whispers. Things I hadn't said aloud, but thought. Confessions, regrets, embarrassments. They sounded approved, acknowledged, almost consoling, until I realized the tone was calculating. The house wasn't comforting me, it was cataloging me. I stopped leaving doors unlocked. I checked windows, doors, cupboards. Nothing. Yet every time I returned, something had shifted. My clothes folded differently. The furniture subtly rearranged. Even the wallpaper looked altered, faint lines forming shapes I didn't recognize at first. Faces, eyes, watching. By the end of the first week, I couldn't sleep. My dreams were invaded. In them, the house existed alone. I walked the halls, but no one was there, except my reflection in mirrors and polished floors. It smiled at me, not in joy, but in expectation. I tried to speak. My voice came out wrong. My mouth moved, but the words weren't mine. I started hearing echoes of memories that weren't mine. Things that never happened to me, but the house presented as if they had. Old arguments with family, forgotten childhood incidents, yet each time, they twisted slightly, leaving me uncertain of what was real. I began questioning my sanity. Did I imagine the house, or was the house imagining me? Isolation became unbearable. The town was distant. Friends didn't call. Even my phone seemed compromised. Notifications appeared in ways I didn't set. Messages I never sent arrived in my drafts. I tried leaving, but every route home felt impossible. Roads looped. Signs changed. The house followed me in my mind. By the third week, I was barely awake. The house whispered constantly, naming my weaknesses, predicting my thoughts, rearranging my rooms in patterns I couldn't decode. I tried to resist. I shouted. I wrote on the walls. But the words disappeared. And sometimes, when I looked up, the writing had changed. I had written confessions I didn't remember writing, in my own hand, but not my own mind. I realized the truth too late. The house doesn't just remember. It records. It learns. It becomes. Every hesitation, every secret, every thought I've ever had, it absorbs and reshapes. It is patient, eternal. I am not its tenant. I am its subject. Tonight I sit in the living room. The lights flicker. The walls hum faintly. I am writing this to warn whoever reads it. But I know the house will edit this message too. It always does. By morning, it will be something I never wrote. Something I never thought. Something that belongs to the house. I cannot leave. I cannot resist. And soon, I will forget the sound of my own name.